Okay, hello everyone. So I'm just doing like super quick videos about elementary lessons that I've had and what I've done personally. So this is again Hi Friends 1 textbook, and this is lesson 7. I want to say unit 7. Lesson 7, what's this? And it's basically just like the grammar point is what's this? It's a blah blah blah. So this one is actually quite open. You can be super creative with it. I found some other lessons from other ALTs that shared their lessons, and I was like, oh man, these are amazing. So I guess what I do, it's kind of boring, but it's the kids kind of enjoy it, I guess. So anyways, okay, so what's this? Basically, this is what it looks like on the TV with the computer or the CD that comes with the textbook. And what you can do is you can click on it, and then this like man pops up and he's like, what's this? And then the kids have to guess. And then you click on it again, and then a lady answers, and it's like, it's a ruler. Wait, that's the ruler. I actually forgot what that one's called, but it's like a triangle ruler thingy. Here, we'll do this one. What's this? It's a fish. Yeah, good. So anyways, the first thing I do with this lesson, usually the students know this vocabulary, but if they don't, I'd probably go over it a few times with them. And once they get the grasp of what these words are, then we can open up the TV and then be like, okay, so what's this? And then students can they can answer as a collective, or you can get them to raise their hands and pick and be like, okay, what's this? And they'd be like, it's a bird. It'd be like, yeah, that's good. So that's basically what this is. And if you continue, there's a few basically like a Where's Waldo. You can pick anything and then you can talk about it. And continuing on, they've got a What's This song. It's like a mat, cat, cap. It's a cap on a cat on a mat. You can talk about that. They've got some silhouette stuff that you can do. This one is actually really fun. So they have the word in Japanese, what it is, and the students have to guess what it is. And so I give them hints on the board. Say for this one, I drew a star and a fish. And then I put a plus sign in between them, and they were like, oh, starfish. And they're like, yeah. And then for this one, I drew a sun and a flower. And then the kids would be like, oh, it's a sunflower. I was like, yeah. And then this one, it's Peach Boy, which is a character from another part of the book. And so I draw like a peach and a boy, and they'd be like, ah, Peach Boy, Momotaro. So that's a really cute, fun activity, right? And then they've also got this. This one is capitalized letters that are puzzle pieces. And this one, I believe, is the 3-hint quiz. So, oh, that's a really fun activity to do with this. So, for example, you can be like, okay, so 3 hints. Number 1, red. Number 2, fruit. Number 3, Snow White. And then the kids have to think, and they'll be like, oh, it's an apple. You can get them, again, to answer as a collective or get students to raise their hand. Another one is, it's black and white, it's big, and music. And then they'd be like, oh, piano. So yeah, that's an example of an activity. You can actually do a bunch of 3-hint quiz questions. You could do that. And another thing that I have here is, okay, so what I've done in the past is I did like a Pictionary kind of game, and instead of having the students choose their own thing to draw, because it usually took a long time for them to choose, and kids here are like crazy perfectionists, so they'd be drawing like a rabbit and it looks like a perfect rabbit, and they erase the whole thing because one little line is off. So I've had to quicken them up a little bit, right? So what I did was I made a bunch of flashcards with random stuff. So I've got capitalized letters because they've just learned about that, and then I've also got fruits, food, animals, sports, characters, stuff like that. So I get the kids to pick a card, and then I have to grab my whiteboard. Where's my whiteboard? Oh, it's over here. Okay, and then I get them to come up to the whiteboard. It's a bit dusty here. It's winter time and we keep the windows closed and it's like, ugh. Okay, so anyways, the students will draw something. For example, we'll do something quick and easy. So, and then the student who drew it would turn to the class and they'd be like, what's this? And then they can answer, oh, banana. And then we pick another student to come up and draw. And so it's basically just like Pictionary with whole class. And I discovered a new way to do this game that makes it so much more fun, where you combine the 3-hint quiz and Pictionary together. Again, I found this on Englepedia.net, which is an amazing resource for lessons. So, okay, pretend that you have a student. You pick one student to come up, or you can get your Japanese partner teacher to do this, but basically you get someone to draw a picture on the whiteboard or the chalkboard, and you as an ALT are facing away from the chalkboard, so you can't see what's on the chalkboard. So you tell the students, it's a secret, I don't know, I can't see what's on the board. So for example, that's because I'm super not creative right now. It's an apple. Okay, so anyways, say whoever drew the picture drew this, and then you tell the students, okay, now please give me 3 hints as to what is behind me, like what's on the whiteboard, what's on the chalkboard. And with those 3 hints, I have to think and then guess what's this, right? And so then I'd be like, okay, hint number 1. And then I get them to raise their hands, and then I say, okay, what is hint number 1? And then the student will be like, red. I'll be like, okay, good. And then hint number 2, and then another student raises their hand. I'm like, okay, what's hint number 2? And they're like, fruit. And I'm like, okay, red, fruit, what's hint number 3? So then another student raises their hand and I'll be like, okay, yes, what's hint number 3? And they'll be like, smartphone, smartphone. Like, you know the iPhone Apple logo? Yeah, that was like creative. These kids are super creative. So with those 3 hints, I'd repeat it back to the class, and then I'd be like, okay, it's an apple. And then they'd all be like, yeah, I'd be like, yeah, and we just like celebrate. And then usually after a few examples with me and the homeroom teacher, we just get 2 students to come up. One student will draw, another student will guess, and then we just like cycle. So that ended up being a super fun game that the kids really, really enjoyed. And yeah, every time I've done it, it's been like super successful. Even with like rowdy kids that don't seem to want to pay attention, they find it interesting to like, I don't know, I guess they like puzzles and logic and like trying to think of how to say something in an indirect way. Like for apple, you could say smartphone, you could say Snow White, and then you could say fruit. And then you just have to think. You're like, oh, what is it, right? So anyways, yeah, that's how I would do the what's this unit lesson. And again, you can use like the textbook program, it's really good too, but that's what I've done. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye!